Walker is the executive director of the Downtown Improvement Board. Downtown, it would be an understatement to say that downtown has gone through a lot of changes. Since the first of the year, we have opened up Palafox again. What are the early returns, Walker?
The early returns are great. So everyone's excited that the project finished on time when the city was incentivizing the construction company to be done by May 24th to get that big bonus that they were able to get. And now they're working on the side streets, and so people are excited to see people coming down, walking around, using those bigger sidewalks. We put the stormwater to the test in the first couple of weeks with the rain and weather we've seen. But I think people were certainly worried going into this project. I think the lead up was a lot more than the actual dealing with the construction itself.
And that's kind of the uncertainty.
Yeah,
uncertainty is a natural thing to be worried. And you talk about shutting down the street as long as it was. But I think I thought the downtown businesses adapted pretty well. Their social media, they upped their game on that. And I think people did their best to try to keep supporting them through the process.
Yeah, we continue to see people coming downtown, and January was cold. We had a week worth of 20-degree weather, which nobody wanted to go outside when that was going on. But the city did a great job of communicating with the businesses. They hired a dedicated person that was walking around Palafox talking to the businesses going in and out, who's even still with the project as it continues onto the side streets. Right. And that's been a huge help. And I think, communication and these type of uncertainties with projects like this are huge. And it worked out well for the city and for the businesses.
I think so. I mean, and you look at the look, and the mayor, it's a re-election year, so parking's still free. I'm not saying the two are connected, and you won't say it, but, it's funny how that works out. But you're looking at Government Street is through. It's a through, all the way through. The other streets are, one side's open, the other side may not be. Zaragoza's completely being worked on. But people are taking advantage of it. I think, gosh, the day traffic is solid downtown. The weekend traffic, I like to work on the weekends, and you can just see people. The market seems to be doing well.
Yeah, the market's going great. And again, we're down in where we've always been, MLK Plaza, and then also down in Plaza Ferdinand as well. And right at 200 vendors each and every Saturday from 9 o'clock to 2 p.m. Still running a free trolley to help people get around downtown, and we've got a trolley tracker for that, so you can see where it's at, so you can make sure you don't miss it if you're trying to get back on it. And so, but I mean, everything's going great. We had a business reply once the project was done about the additional square footage out on the sidewalk, that now, because of that, they are able to have more tables out on the sidewalk to use, and then even took it so far to say, here's how much more we'll be able to do in sales on the weekends. This project was a no-brainer for us at this point in time as we move forward and continue to see that we've got more seats that we can sit people at and turn over tables and get more business. So
well, and that reminds me, what y'all did in Ferdinand Plaza by putting the tables there.
Yeah.
And Councilwoman Allison Patton, Council President Allison Patton was a big advocate for that. And your team has been putting them out every day, and they're used.
Yeah, they are being used, and we're looking at purchasing some more permanent furniture that we'll put out there. We've actually got a landscaping company coming in this week to put in some shrubs and flowers in around the monument that's there in Plaza Ferdinand. And then again, try to get some nicer tables and chairs to leave out in the park on a more permanent basis, because people are utilizing them, and thanks to Cons for letting us use their tables, as they couldn't use them and had them in storage, and we were trying to help them out with that, but it's worked out great.
Now the big project, big announcement, the umbrellas in the sky are back.
That's right.
Is, of all the different foo-foo projects, the umbrellas, when they were over by the Sanger Theater and 200 South, that has been an area that people have always, every year, what's going to be that moment? And it's never quite been duplicated again. So talk about umbrellas in the sky.
Yeah, that's all I've heard since I started this job almost 6 years ago, is when the umbrella's coming back. Every time that we roll out our new Foo Fest project, all the comments on social media are, we like the umbrellas better. So I was honestly sitting around earlier this year thinking, we got to come up with some goofy April Fool's Day post to put on our downtown Pensacola page, and thought, let's say we're going to put umbrellas over the new Palafox when it's done, and which we did make that post. But I thought, well, what if we could actually just bring the umbrellas back and put them in the alleyway, so it's not over a roadway, we're not having to shut the street down. we've got a little bit better control of that environment there, where we can bring the project down a little lower because we're not having to deal with delivery trucks hitting it. And so we went out and got a quote, and it came in much cheaper than we anticipated. Went back through the budget from when they did this project 8 or 9 years ago, and it was in the ballpark for Foo Fest around $50,000 to $60,000. And so we thought, well, it's going to certainly be more than that or the same, right? When we got a quote back that they were willing to put up a permanent structure, we had all the property owners on board to say that we could attach to their building. The city allowed us to attach to the parking garage. And we were able to pull the project off for $22,000. And
wow,
most of that cost was the install portion of it and the labor that went into that. So we'll be able to change these things out every 3 months, 6 months, and rotate in different colored umbrellas for whatever season it might be. Putting up, we could bring back Bubble Alley if we wanted to, like we did over by Southtown and Angelina's.
Those balloons up
She might
again.
leave. That's
she
right.
might leave.
So we're excited at the possibility of doing that, and that'll obviously be cheaper every time we change those out because we won't have to install the hardware. But it worked out well. It's been a great hit. We did put out some umbrellas for people to use as props. I knew that they at some point would walk away, would grow legs and leave, and they grew legs and left in 48 hours. So we might not put out any more umbrella props. That might be expensive over time, but people are certainly getting out there and enjoying the alleyway and taking advantage of taking pictures with the umbrellas again.
Well, I think what's cool about it, Walker, is that you're taking a space that is heavily used. It's a pathway to get to in between the parking garage and the businesses. All the businesses have back entrances that are used, and it's activating it, which let's use a word that I hate using these kind of words, but it activates it and makes it fun, and it draws people down that way.
Yeah, it really does. And we also installed bistro lights, those kind of cafe lights that you see. Yeah. So we were able to add more lighting into the alleyway at night.
And then you cleaned it, spray washed it, cleaned it up a lot, which was all important.
It was. And so it looks really good for what it has been looking like back there right now. And Dog House is able to put tables out back and utilize that space for people to go grab lunch or breakfast on the weekends. And Jewelers Trade's got their entrance there, wine bars at the north end of the alley. And just for anybody that's watching, you want to put in 53 South Jefferson Street in the Google Maps so you can try and get as close as you possibly can. We're trying to get an update on Google Maps so that it shows up on Google Maps, because I know a lot of people are trying to find it still and maybe aren't sure what Jefferson Alley is.
Right.
They might know, they've seen it before, but they don't know what it's called. So we're trying to help the public get to it if they're trying to find it. But we hope to continue that project and change it out and see it evolve over the years to come.
We got with us Walker Wilson, DIB Executive Director. I think the other piece that this sort of answers part of the mission of the Downtown Improvement Board, in that to create excitement about downtown. And y'all do a great job. You have a great team that cleans up downtown every day. I mean, our downtown is one of the cleanest downtowns anywhere that I know of, because your team is there early in the morning and cleaning and routinely spray washing sidewalks. But you've added murals. You have always looking for ways to activate downtown.
Yeah, to give it a sense of purpose, if you will.
Right.
And
yeah.
The DIB, those property owners all pay an extra property tax.
Right.
So it's above and beyond what other services that you might see in the city and even in the county. And so it's about 500 different properties that are paying an extra $2 million in the downtown district. And the big thing is to keep downtown clean. And when I got on board, we had 2.5 employees on that cleaning contract, and with the company that was out of town based in Ohio. And we worked hard to really push more of the budget as we grew every year in the property taxes that were collected in the DIB to put it towards the ambassador cleaning program. And so we've seen that contract grow to 5 full-time employees with a locally owned company that they also do cleanings for all the parades that go on downtown, Seafood Fest, Art Festival. So they had a pretty good name in the community already. And those guys do a great job. They're there at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're trying to get as much stuff cleaned up off the sidewalks and graffiti removed, stickers removed as they can. It's a constant, everyday battle, but they've got a great attitude about it. It's a job that many people do not probably want to have ever.
Right.
But they do a great job and really stay on top of it and do a good job.
And if you see them, they're the guys wearing the green polo shirts.
So, we're able to bring that cleaning crew in. We're able to provide extra police presence in downtown as well in partnership with the CRA in the downtown of the city. And we want to continue to do that and grow that, and are looking at ways that we can maybe change the policing efforts of the DIB in partnership with the city to try and create more of a presence to have officers downtown to keep people safe, especially when we're seeing a lot more foot traffic in downtown.
Right.
As Palafox is now open, we're in the summertime, and we'll head right into the holidays here shortly. I say it's always Christmas at DIB because we're dealing with lights or getting ready for lights or figuring out what we're going to do for the holiday season coming up. So
what's your website? What's your web address?
Yeah, it's downtownpensacola.com. You can go on there. If you're interested in becoming a Palafox Market vendor, you can do it on that website. You can see all the business listings that we have in the Downtown Improvement Board District. We've got a calendar of events, and that calendar of events actually also pushes out to Visit Pensacola's calendar as well. So we're trying to get some extra bandwidth there. And you can go on. We just rolled out a new downtown gift card program, so you can purchase a new high school graduate or a college graduate a downtown Pensacola gift card. We've got about 30 to 35 businesses that have jumped on board with that they could go spend that digital gift card at in downtown, and that's the best place to figure out what's going on for the weekend if you need to make some plans, and maybe find out about new businesses that you haven't heard about and see what they've got going on. And we even have a deals page that you can go to that's separate from the website that'll tell you what happy hours are going on, what sales are going on at the retail stores that you can check out as well.